everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to the YouTube Lead Gen Show, hosted by Christina Smallhorn and myself, Malcolm Lawson. Christina and I have generated hundreds of thousands of subscribers, millions of views, and most importantly, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of commission from leads that were generated from our real estate YouTube channels. On this show, we mastermind about using YouTube in our real estate businesses. Christina, how are you doing today?
I'm so good I can't stand myself. No, I'm doing great.
Yeah,
I like the music.
I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, check this out. We got a little dance off. We got a little music going on today. This is a couple upgrades to StreamYard. I'm digging it.
Show them the other the upgrades. Show them the other ones.
Okay.
Cool
So check this out. Boom.
Boom.
We're at the bottom of the screen. We used to only be over here where you can't really see the screen as much, but now you can do that so you can see what we're showing off a lot better. Or just do that and bam, we're gone. We're just voices.
Like ample time to pick your nose. So if you had a bug hanging out of your nose, you could just over there.
Right. Yeah, I need a break, guys. Don't look at me real quick. Hold on.
Yeah. Got a bug hanging out.
I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Look at this. Let's see. What else we got? Let's something more.
I don't like that one.
Oh, all right.
If you were hosting the Joe Rogan show, maybe.
Right. All right, here we go. I'm digging that. So let's get this guy out of there. Let's get back to this guy. Digging it.
So, are we doing channel reviews today?
We're doing channel reviews today. We are looking at real estate YouTube channels and critiquing them. You know, going over the
music might be a scotch too loud. Just
the good, the bad, and the ugly.
There we go. That's better.
Let's talk about music real quick. Do you put music in your real estate videos?
I put music in sections of my YouTube videos. Like if there's I'll give you for instance. So TikTok music is not, you can't use it on YouTube. Like sometimes I'll feature a TikTok. You know, I'll put the name of the person in the TikTok and everything else, but I can't use their music. So I'll take off their music and put new music on there. Right. And sometimes if there's like a B-roll part of it, you know, I'll add music during that B-roll part where there's no talking. It's just words coming across the screen or music there. But I don't put it through the whole entire thing. At one time, I was putting music for the whole entire thing, and the comments were never ending of, get rid of the music, or the music's annoying, or the music was distracting. And it didn't matter how low I put that music. It was always too distracting. And I always felt like me just sitting here rambling, like blah, 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 blah. I'm like, it needs something. It feels very stale to me. But I guess that's just my hyperactive brain. But to other people, most people watching, they're like, that music, like they couldn't handle it. It was too much for them. Too much.
The thing with music is if it's too loud or too obnoxious, it will ruin the entire video. Your video will be garbage and do dreadful because you put the music up just a smidge too high.
Scotch too high.
And I've seen that a dozen times or hundreds of times. I've done it myself. I've ruined my own videos by having the music too loud. So if I add music, and I like adding music, but if I add music, I'll add it so quiet that you don't even recognize it. You don't even notice that you're hearing it. It's just kind of vaguely in the background, kind of like what we're doing right now. That's about how high I go with my music. I like the idea of just having it in sections, though. I may have to try that.
Yeah, it's just kind of like if you watch Casey Neistat or even some of the other vloggers, they'll have moments where they're talking and they'll be talking outside, and then they'll throw a B-roll image in there, and there's lots of dynamic music in there, and then it's an abrupt stop. Abrupt stop to music, and then they're just like blah, 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 blah. Right.
A pattern interrupt. And I remember you pointed out that Graham Stephan doesn't have music in his background of his videos, right? It's all just him talking. And it's still enough to kind of keep people's attention.
He has one of these, he just keeps blah, blah, blah. He just keeps talking. It's almost like a run-on sentence.
Right.
Even Meet Kevin does that too. He has a run-on sentence of, He got himself into some hot water recently, by the way. I don't know if anybody's watched me, Kevin. When the markets were going fluctuating last week, and like it went down 500 and went up, and down and up, and so he puts out like 5 videos a day. Well, the day before, he's like, I dumped my whole portfolio. So every financial channel, after that, of course, made a video that he dumped his portfolio, and they were trashing him. They're like, he's ruined people's lives, blah, 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 blah. And I just couldn't help but comment on every single one of those videos. You guys took somebody that has more subscribers than you on YouTube. You made a video about them saying that they're ruining people's lives. He's ruining people's lives. But if anybody takes one YouTuber's advice as their sole financial decision in the world, that's on them. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's got influence now. He's gone from a real estate agent to YouTuber to now like financial influencer. It's pretty wild watching that ride for him. So somebody's saying, how can I format my YouTube banner pic? Yeah, YouTube banners are pain in the neck because you have one image, and that one image has to be formatted properly for cell phones, for TVs, for tablets, and for your desktop. And really, you need to find a template to use. You can find them on Canva. You can find templates. And even that, you have to like create it and then test it out, see how it looks. It's probably going to be goofy. Go back, do some tweaks. Keep doing that back and forth with Canva. Or you just go and pay somebody $20 on Fiverr to create one for you.
Yeah, but
I do my own.
Yeah. I do my own.
What's up, fellas? Are you a fella? I guess you're a fella now.
Yeah, I guess.
You're a fella. It has to fit the 3 different formats, and I can't figure it out.
Use Canva. And if you have PicMonkey, they already have one that says YouTube template on there, and you can stick them in there too. That's what I use is PicMonkey. If anybody's ever seen PicMonkey, it's very good.
So earlier today, I made a post, actually 22 minutes ago. Post your channels below if you want a free evaluation. And we got a few.
Oh, wow.
Look at all this. In 22 minutes, we got Dan Parker, man. I'm going to rip his channel apart. I
will say that Paul Likens asked us to do this last week, so we really should do him first.
I
have to get my dogs out of the backyard. I'll be right back. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
All right. Well, I'm going to jump into this. You know what? Bam, you're gone. You're gone from the stream. So let's go ahead and jump into some of these channels. So I'll add her back so I don't forget. Let's see. So share screen. First one we're going to jump into is the Southern Oregon Life. All right. Let me take a look here. Yep. You guys can see the screen. All right. Southern Oregon Life. So first off, you're up to 548 subscribers. Congratulations, dude. That is pretty good. You're well on your way to 1,000 when you start monetizing. So let's take a look at your channel banner. That's kind of where I like. Actually, let's start at your homepage.
Ashland, Oregon has to.
All right. So your homepage, boom. Very first thing you need to do is go into customize channel, curate the content on your homepage using your playlist. So you only have the default. You have your uploads, which is your default, and then popular playlist, which is kind of like your default. You need to go into your channel, and let me go to my channel. I don't know if I can show you that, but you need to go in there and customize channel, and then set different playlists on your homepage. Because what's going to happen is people are going to click, they're going to watch your video, click on your name, and this is the screen that they're going to be faced with, and they'll be like, "Oh, this guy only has like 6 videos," when in reality you have a lot more. So that's going to be my very first thing, is to go to customize playlist. And wow, 550 subscribers, and you're only up to maybe 15 or so videos. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It says 16 on the YouTubes. It says it right there.
16 what?
Videos.
Oh,
16 videos.
Sorry, I guessed at 15. That's actually pretty close. I'm happy with that.
I will say his banner is very difficult to read on mobile. Like I'm looking at this, and like the Southern Oregon part is like so blended in that on a phone it's unrecognizable. And
100% agree with that. Yeah, I even on the desktop I kind of have a hard time reading what that says, and I'm not sure about the heartbeat monitor.
Yeah, is this about a medical stuff? I don't understand that either.
Southern.
I guess he was like, I guess he's like the heartbeat of Southern Oregon is the heartbeat of Oregon, I guess. I don't know. I would get rid of it. It doesn't make sense for the channel.
Yeah, I'm not wild about that. I'm not wild. It kind of like interferes with the Southern Oregon thing, which kind of makes it a little hard to read. I'm not real wild about that either.
Even the life and everything you need to know on the phone is so small. It's very difficult to read.
Right. I'd agree with that, because it's white text and it's on kind of a light colored background, a lot of like distractions. So it is kind of hard to read that as well. But I like the general direction you're going with this, right? Mm-hmm. Your channel banner, if you think about it, people only view your channel banner one time. And that's when they're considering if they want to subscribe to your channel or not. And so you want to design your channel banner to convert viewers into subscribers. And that's why a lot of people have their value proposition or what their channel's about right there in the banner. So you're more or less doing that. I'd say artistically, though, you may want to kind of tweak that a little bit.
I will say, though, like, if you don't have a really like awesome channel banner, I've never said to I watched a really good video and said, well, that's it. I'm not subscribing their channel banner. Didn't hook me. Nobody does that. I mean, most people watch the video and the video is what makes the channel. But if you have an opportunity to make that first impression and they happen to scroll through your channel and happen to see your banner, you want to make that good first impression.
Yes, 100%. There's some things that have big impacts and some things that are like little fine-tuning little tweaks. That's definitely a little fine-tuning tweak. But let's talk about big impacts and talk about these thumbnails. I'm actually digging these.
These aren't bad.
Yeah. I think a lot of these are pretty solid.
I like the one where he's like this. His face is like,
right.
Like, yeah, this living in Medford, Oregon sucks. That looks funny.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. Pretty good, man. Yeah. So you got a nice big face in these things. You're making funny faces, which works. It's different. You can see the whites in your eyes, which is what you really want.
I would avoid a white shirt as much as possible.
Oh, interesting. Why is that?
Well, because he's like me, pasty. And so it kind of blends in with his skin color. I think a darker shirt or a colored shirt would do better.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. So I generally like to avoid white altogether because most people have the white background theme. And I think that light colors in white makes your thumbnails kind of blend in with that white background. That's kind of my theory. Again, that's a small thing. Well, I guess you're wearing a white shirt though, so that kind of makes sense. Yeah, I think these are pretty solid. I don't really like. This is pretty good, man. I like this pros and cons thumbnail.
No, I will say that if you happen to have a different shirt on in your thumbnail than when in your video, that isn't going to make a hill of beans difference. I don't know if anybody has done this before, but I literally hired somebody to come to my house and take a bunch of pictures of me making all these different expressions on my face so I could use them in every single thumbnail, because for a girl, it's kind of a pain in the butt to put on a face of makeup and get your hair done and all that stuff. So I used to pull out my shirt that I wore. I was like, crap, I forgot to take the thumbnail picture. Go into the laundry and put on the same shirt so it matched my thumbnail. Nobody is not a person. Nobody has ever said to me, oh, you look totally different in the thumbnail than you do in the video. Not ever. So don't sweat that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, dude, I don't even have any feedback. I think these are all really solid thumbnails, man. Props to you. I think your titles are really good. Living in Medford,
they're a little long.
Sucks. They are. Yes, these two are getting truncated. You're doing kind of a double title here. I know Christina doesn't like those double titles.
They don't work. I mean, they used to work. They don't work anymore. So yeah. You actually made it opposite of it says living in Medford, and then you're saying move to Medford. So who's it for? Is it moving for people in Medford, or is it for people? See, I would have just left it as 7 reasons not to move to Medford, Oregon. And then I would have put it sucks. Comma, it sucks.
Or 7 reasons why living in Medford, Oregon sucks.
Uh-huh.
Right, a little bit more concise. Yeah, so I'm guessing what you're trying to do here is you're trying to kind of optimize it for the SEO and everything. So you have the phrase moving to and living in the same title. And the truth is, like, Google can read at a fourth grade reading level is what I've heard. So it knows that moving to and living in and buying a home in and relocating to all essentially mean the same thing. And so you don't really need to try to work that hard to get that those keywords in your title, like a lot of people will tell you.
Well, I will say too, those first two sentences of your description are heavily weighted. So if you want to say, I know if you're considering if you're considering to moving to Medford, Oregon, there's plenty of reasons why people wouldn't want to live here. You have all those keywords that you wanted to use in that title in the first sentence of your description. So just FYI.
Yeah, that's usually where I focus on the SEO is really, I write one paragraph, a couple sentences, and that may have a few of those little keywords in there.
Right.
Nothing too crazy.
That's right. That's right. Very good.
I think you're crushing it, man. Your descriptions look fantastic. You got your contact information in there. Brad Armstrong. I think this all looks fantastic, man. All right, let's watch first 30 seconds of this video. I bet you it was good. This video is almost 12,000 views. Let's see.
Metro Oregon sucks. And on this video, I'm going to give you 7 reasons why you probably should consider not moving here. What is up, everyone? Brian
I like that. That's a heck of a hook right there.
Armstrong here with the Homestrong Realty Group located in Southern Oregon. And on this channel, I make videos all about living here in Southern Oregon. So if you're interested in learning more, don't be shy. So I would like to highlight the comment of the week and the inspiration of this video. And this comment comes from Kaylee.
That may be because it's coming from my speakers, and then, I don't know, maybe I need to mute myself.
Spillman. I hope I didn't tank that.
It's going a little slow here.
Making pot and other drugs legal was a terrible idea. I live out in the...
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Good.
He just seems very comfortable on camera, which is really hard for a lot of people. I noticed that a lot of real estate agents sound like they're reading from a script and they're very selective in their words. He's just basically having a conversation with the camera, and I think that most people, when they're watching a YouTube video or a video from somebody, that's what they want to know. Like, it's somebody you could hang out with.
Right. I think so too. You know, some people, they're so like a lot of people, you can tell when they're reading from a script. Right. And you can like, they're just kind of like this. So this is very organic, very natural. I think you did good. You know, maybe add a little bit more B-roll to it. It's kind of one thing I may say. I'd be interested in seeing his audience retention graphs. But yeah, dude, I think this is pretty solid. I think your channel is well off on a good start here.
I dig it.
I dig it. All right. So let's take a look at another channel here. All right. Got a couple comments here. What do we got? It has to fit for 3 different formats. It can't. Okay, talking about the channel banners. What's up, fellas? Fellas is unisex.
I always say, hey, guys. You know? Hey, guys.
Yeah, true. Hey, guys. Yeah, I guess if guys is unisex, fellas should be. My shirt never matches as when I shoot because I batch shoot the videos usually. What do you think about batch shooting?
I can't do it. Can't do it. My brain physically cannot focus on one. I only can focus because all my energy goes into that one video. I'm thinking about that video. I'm thinking about the thumbnail. I'm like, my time, all my free brain energy is focused on that specific video. The thought of doing 2 or 3 at the same time makes my brain want to bleed. I can't do it.
I'm the same way. You know, I think it comes down to that quantity versus quality thing. Like, I could pump out 7 videos in one day. They'd be terrible videos, and my energy would be so low by the end of the 7th video. I'd be so tired of talking and be like this. You know, I'd rather do one video, be super excited into it, really dive deep, and really put my thoughts and energy into that one video, have high energy in that thing, rather than 7 kind of half-assed videos. I'm not wild about batching. Dan Parker. I'm all about the batch shooting these days. Okay. Put together a video script each week and film 2 to 3 videos at a time.
Well, you're a boss, Dan.
He does that CrossFit stuff, you know. He's doing deadlifts and squats and jack and presses.
And he's like the cutest thing in person. You just want to squeeze him.
You really do. Yeah, you really just want to squeeze those cheeks.
Cheeks really hard, like a little baby.
Well, Dan, for us middle-aged adults,
I know.
That shooting. All right. Dan here
Dan flexing. Is flexing. Yeah, he is flexing. Dan the dancing man.
A day. All right. All right. What else do we got? Let's take a look at another channel here. So we're going to take a look at, bam, living in North Carolina.
California.
Oh, California. Northern California. What am I doing here? That's the
California.
All right, so it looks like she's doing some shorts, which is pretty cool. You know, it's kind of a new thing here. I think some of these, you know, they're pretty, they're good. They're good thumbnails. So let's start with the channel banner here. What are your thoughts on this thing?
Good enough.
Yeah. Living in Northern California. Where do you want to live?
I want to talk about the shorts.
All right, let's jump right into the shorts. Let's see how they're performing. So,
not well.
Need for a pre-approval. You don't need 20% down. That one's not bad. 76, 12 views, 10 views, 677 views. So maybe she had a couple of successes, and that's why she's really diving into these.
Here's the thing. Either you have a shorts channel or you have a long form channel, unless you have an audience that you know will accept both. If it was me, I would not put shorts on the same channel that you have long form content, because you don't have an audience built up enough that will tolerate it. So you would build up two separate audiences, because they're two different watching patterns. There's people that like short form content and will consume the heck out of a ton of it. And there's people that are long form content and they're watching it like television. Those are two totally different people. So just FYI.
I agree, but I have to sneeze. Hold on.
God bless you, my friend.
You keep talking. It's stuck. It's not coming
out. So, I mean, there's been food for thought for this. I'm not the only one who has said this before. There are some channels, there's no doubt about it, that have success with doing shorts and long form content. But those are also the channels that have been successful on YouTube for quite some time. They're not ones that have been doing it, you know, like just started doing shorts and then threw long form on top of it. The only other channel that I've seen really do well with that is ones that were on TikTok previously, and then they were putting their TikToks on YouTube, and then they would throw a long form video on that already. But they had an audience that was already prepped and ready to know who they were. They were wanting to see more from them. So,
and
just FYI.
Yeah. It's true. You have to be careful with shorts. There are accounts of people having big successful channels. They go all in on shorts. They're doing these little short form skits. They gain thousands or tens of thousands of subscribers, and those subscribers do not watch their long form content. And so now they have this huge channel with all these subscribers who don't watch their long form content. And it's really two different audiences, like Christina pointed out. And what I would say is I would only do shorts if your short form content is just like your long form content, just a shorter version of it. Has to be the same value proposition.
And I've only seen, the only people that I've seen really successful as far as short form content and shorts when it comes to real estate is either A, they're using a headline from a news story. They're like, oh my God, did you see what MSNBC said just now about the real estate market? And then they get into the content. Nobody wants to hear in a short form, this is how you get pre-approved for a home loan. You know, like those don't do really well. It's the ones that are like, they're using current events. They're really excited. They're doing a short form. Or the other one, they'll be like, oh, look at this house that was just listed on Zillow. This mansion, this big mansion right here is only $650,000. Let's take a look inside. And then they show all the pictures of the house in Zillow. Those channels seem to do, those short form channels seem to do very well when they are just using current events, things that would pique people's interest, more entertainment that with a dash of real estate than like, you know, I'm going to educate you about real estate in a short, you know.
Let me show you guys something crazy. Crazy. So I saw this guy at Vid Summit. His channel is only like a year old. 7.1 million subscribers, and he's done this with shorts, right? But here's the thing, his shorts are almost identical to the shooting, the format, the style, the tempo to his long form content. Well, typically, right? It's very, very similar. And it just has to be very similar if you're going to do it. But this is a guy about dental hygiene, and he's using shorts, and he's absolutely crushing it, which is insane. This is crazy. This is a crazy channel, Dental Digest. All right, let's get back to it though. I got distracted with Dental Digest there.
No, it's good to know because, like, look, he has engaging thumbnails on every single one of those videos. He kept it consistent on talking about, nothing but hygiene. He didn't veer off the path, and he had huge success with it. Consistency is key.
I'm very inconsistent on all my channels. That's the truth. I get these bouts of being super excited about something, and then I kind of lose motivation, and I shoot myself in the foot by that. Consistency is.
I get hyper fixated for a period of time, and then I get total burnout, and I'm like, I don't want to do anything, but I push through it. Like right now, I was hyper fixated for a little while, and now I'm kind of pushing through. I did a video just to help me, like my mental being. And I know it's not going to do well. I just put it out today, and it's about homelessness and how it relates to the affordability crisis. It was something I wanted to talk about. I don't think my audience is going to give two flying flips because most people are in it for themselves, but I did it anyway.
It's true. Like, you see that a lot. You see a lot of channels that the type of content that does really well on YouTube, it may not exactly scratch that artistic itch. So see people making the content that makes them money, so that they build up an audience, and then they can release something a little more artistic or something a little more passionate about, knowing that it's probably not going to perform as well.
I usually do two for the audience, two for myself, two for the audience, two for myself. But here recently, it's just kind of like I just following the pattern. I haven't had that creative bug, but I will soon because I'm going to be meeting Ellen Pitts.
Hey, I know her.
In Raleigh, North Carolina. We're going to be looking at some tiny homes and seeing a tiny home builder right there in the area.
Oh, I love that. That's collaboration. All right, so let's take a look at living in Northern California. So yeah, so she is doing a few shorts here and there, and they look like they're home tours of the properties. And again, so like that may be a different value proposition than what a lot of your other content is. So there's just something to kind of keep in mind. And right now, I don't like how YouTube displays shorts. I don't like that it just kind of shows up with the rest of your content. And what they're talking about doing is one theory I've heard from YouTube that they're going to have a shelf here of all your shorts at the top, so it doesn't quite show up.
Some of the channels they will show shorts. They'll have it in a section. They'll have a section like your shorts you could put on your homepage, but that's another reason why you should probably have that's another reason why you should have it on a different channel, because it doesn't flow with the rest of your content. It looks off from the rest of your thumbnails.
So let's take a look. So first thing I noticed about some of your videos is that they are very short, 3 minutes long, 2 minutes long. 2 minute long videos are gonna have a very hard time on YouTube. Every now and then there's an outlier, but for the most part, longer videos just seem to do a lot better on YouTube. What are your thoughts on that about video length?
Well, I know that, and I've heard this because I've done a couple channel consultations with people, and there is some real estate coaching programs that have the mindset that you need to get that information in real short, and that people don't have the attention span in it, and that's what you need to be doing. So I know where that comes from, and I know why they're doing it. I have noticed, and I've noticed that all the bigger channels, when I'm studying them, all of their videos are over 8 minutes. Every single person that has very successful YouTube channels and YouTube videos on the real estate topic, their videos are over 8 minutes.
Yeah, that's the trend that I'm seeing as well. Longer form videos do very well on YouTube, despite what your real estate coach tells you about social media videos. Longer videos, I see 20-minute, 30-minute videos absolutely crush it on YouTube quite often. So yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, there was someone that posted something about they had a video, and they were like, I have this video and it's like 45 minutes long, right? And he's like, and then there was like all this advice, you know, people were saying, oh, break it up in 4 videos. And then somebody said, oh, that, you know, you should never do that because that is the worst thing you do for a video. And of course, I asked the question, why? Their answer was algorithms.
Yeah, I
mean,
saw
like,
that. I saw that.
And I was immediately like, what are you talking about? That couldn't be further from the truth. YouTube wants to sell ads. They want to sell ads. If you can entertain people for 45 minutes, if those 45 minutes are the best 45 minutes of their life and they get nothing but value from it and they watch it all the way to the end, do you know if you entertain 10 people for 45 minutes on your YouTube channel, YouTube's going to go, this is a gold mine. And they're going to send that, instead of sending it out to, let's say, another 10 people, they're going to send that out to 1,000 people because you kept them in a seat watching for 45 minutes. Don't ever let anybody say, oh, you can't do that because no one's going to watch for 45 minutes. Unless those 45 minutes are amazeballs, they will. They will. Malcolm and I had a live stream this weekend. We talked for an hour and a half. At this moment right now, that video from a day ago has almost 10,000 views on it. People watch that live stream an hour and a half long afterwards for a whole hour and 30 minutes. And the reason I know that is because the comments will say something that happened like a good 45 minutes to an hour in the show. So don't listen to that. Don't, like, if somebody just says the word algorithms and doesn't expand on that, that doesn't mean that they know what they're talking about. That's just like saying people, you know,
because of magic, right?
Magic, right? Don't,
YouTube magic.
You know, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I had
it's
to put that out there. That burned my rear end. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Because of algorithms. So the algorithm, I mean, they want watch time, right? YouTube's trying to compete with Netflix and Amazon and Hulu, right? Their biggest growing platform for YouTube is our smart TVs. All smart TVs come with YouTube built into it now. They're creating YouTube Premium, right? Where they have these long 30-minute long like TV type series. They want to compete with Netflix and Hulu, and they're crushing it. They want longer form content. Your audience wants longer form content. 2-3 minute videos just don't cut it on YouTube these days.
YouTube is the cheapest form of entertainment for these big companies. They don't have to pay production crews. You're doing it for them for free, right? And they're selling just as many ad dollars for people that are making the content for them for free. They have no budget. So they're making it. They're making all this money. So if you can entertain somebody for 45 minutes and YouTube didn't have to pay anybody for production of that, you have stepped into a gold mine. I'm sorry.
It's true. I mean, you look at Netflix and how they spend hundreds of millions of dollars on producing a series. And then somebody like Joe Rogan, like 5 of his podcast episodes get more views on YouTube combined than that entire series that they spent hundreds of millions of dollars on.
Yep.
That's the future, right? Mr. Beast. One Mr. Beast episode will get more views than an entire Netflix series that they spent $100 million on. You know? And
let me just put it in, for instance, he did that Squid Games thing, and I think it cost him it cost him, the person making the content, it cost him $4 million. Now he got a sponsorship to do that, right? You know, to build the sets and do all that. But even still, the actual person that was making the video put in the initial cost, hoping that it'll pay off with ad revenue and sponsorships and people purchasing the game that they had, you know, listed in that video. And so, yeah, of course that's going to work. Of course it's going to work.
So I want to show you the length. Just look at so these are my top videos on my own channel. Number 1 is 14 minutes long. Then 6 minutes, that's a little short. 11 minutes, 24 minutes long, right? 11 minutes. So these longer videos, you know, they historically do pretty well on YouTube.
Hit my top performing.
All right, let's take a look at it. Let's see. Hold on. Let me share the screen again. I'm sure it's gonna be like 2-hour long video.
No, but it's they're high and
yeah. I bet your top performing video is longer than 15 minutes, if I had to guess. Let's take a look. We go to most popular. 11 minutes. 3.8 million views. 11-minute long video. And a 13-minute long video. 14, 12, 8, 9. Geez, you got a lot above 1 million. Look at you.
It's because I'm a rock star.
Oh, I gotta count. So I've got 2 videos above 1 million. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you're crushing it. Look at that. This one will probably get there eventually. I remember this video. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you trying out new things too.
Yeah, that video actually. This goes to changing a thumbnail and title. So when that video first came out, the video title was "Buying Off the Grid Land," or the what you need to know about buying land off the grid. That video was doing terrible. It had a like a little tiny home and a danger sign, and I mean, to me, it checked off all the boxes. And that when that came out, it was tanking. I'm like, damn, I really like this video. I think it has some good information in here. So then I consulted with some other people, and they're like, well, who cares? They were like, that title, who cares? And I'm like, oh, well, you know, because you don't want to. They're like, there's nothing dangerous about it. Like, you need to know something. Why would somebody not want to buy this piece of land? What's the, you know, why would they never want to buy this piece of land? And so then we were like, absolutely never buy this type of land. And then we put a beautiful picture of land up there. And then I set it and forget it. I forgot about it because it was doing so bad. I'm like, whatever happens to it now, I don't care, because I was moving on to the next one. And then a couple weeks later, I flipped it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this has 200,000 views on it. Whoopsie. I did a video a couple weeks ago that has almost 500,000 views on it, which I was pretty happy about.
Yeah, I love it. You were absolutely crushing it here.
Yeah, there 3 weeks ago, the $6,000 shed.
Right. Yeah, look at that. It's pretty wild. Yeah, I mean, I remember when you did that land one, you're trying out a bunch of different variations of it, and I'm glad you found something that stuck. And that's definitely a much more like clickable, I guess, concept or title.
Yeah, more rag mag. That's what I always say. Whenever you're trying to come up with a title, think of those rag magazines as you're turning the corner.
Right.
You know, what grabbed your attention? It's those power words.
All right, so let's watch one of her videos. So first off, her thumbnails, I think they're very sharp. They're very clean. Moving to Granite Bay, moving to...
I think they get the job done, but I don't think there's anything that makes me go, yeah, I can't wait to click that video. Right?
They're clean, they're sharp, they're professional. It's nothing super sensational. They're not sensational. I'd say
there's nothing that makes me go, oh, that looks interesting.
Yeah, nothing. It's not like that one, 7 reasons why it sucks living here, right?
Yeah, there's no components to it that make me go, oh, this is really interesting. It's just they get the job done.
But all right, let's take a look at. Let's go to this one here. Let's see what kind of videos you have here. So you're using a green screen. You're a little out of focus.
Ranch in Rockland, California. This video we're going to take you on.
Audio isn't that good a quality, honestly.
Whitney Ranch is the ultimate community for first-time home buyers and growing families. Whitney Ranch is consistently...
Okay, so mostly talking over style thing. Okay. Like this kind of stuff can work. I'd say though you're not... So the problem with this type of format is that you're not building a relationship with your audience. Right, you're providing that value, but they're not even seeing your face here. There's no relationship building here with this type of content. Let's see. Do you have anything else? Oh, what did I even click on? That's the same one. Yeah, I mean, I would rather see you in the video and build that relationship. So the other first channel that we looked at, right, it was just him talking in his living room for 10 minutes. And like you built a lot of relationship, a lot of trust with them. Here we go.
If you're trying to decide if now's a good time to buy or sell, here's some information to help you out. Hi, I'm Rose Gonzalez with the Gonzalez Real Estate Team, bringing you your real estate and finance tips to help you maximize your financial wealth and management. So let's start off with, why are the housing prices so high? So we are having a lack of inventory.
What are your thoughts?
That isn't much of a hook. So The first 30 seconds of a video is like hyper important. It's kind of like just like in a short form video, those first 30 seconds of a long form video, that you really need to grab their attention. You have to have either movement, power words. So if it was me, I wouldn't, like, I never even introduce myself. If you feel like that, you must put that as a lower thirds of your name and who you work for, and then you can, I would wait to give your power statement or your whatever it is that you're delivering to them, probably towards more of the middle, since these are very short videos. But I like all of that was like word soup, but you never gave them anything within those first few seconds when you were trying to grab their attention. I would have been like, this market right now is absolutely crazy. You need to know exactly, you need to follow these 5 steps before you even think about buying a home. So let's get into step 1, you know? Like,
yeah, I think you're right. I think that hook definitely could be stronger. I feel like it's almost like you pulled up a Word document and that whole video is just you sitting there reading that Word document. And YouTube, you know, you have to remember it's a video. So you want to get energetic, you want to get up there, you want to be moving around, you want to have facial expressions, you know, you want to have high energy in your video as well. Have cuts, have B-roll, have graphics, have animations. That type of stuff makes it much more visually stimulating and entertaining. I personally like moving my hands around. I think that if I do too long of just me staring like this, I deliberately try to, you know, do little things with my hands, kind of move my face around, kind of get energized, you know?
I look at my camera as this is my mom on the other side, my mom or whoever it is I'm talking to. And I'm literally talking to them about the problem, you know, like I'm speaking to them. And like, I can't see them, just like a telephone call. It's like a speaker phone call, but I can't help it. Even if I'm talking on the telephone, I'm talking like with my hands and I'm doing everything. So that way, when I do, it is edited, it looks natural because I'm literally talking to you across into that camera. So that's how you kind of need to look at it, you know, like, and just think about what you want to watch. Do you want to watch a weather report or somebody reading an encyclopedia, or do you want to watch somebody that you feel like is talking to you personally and has that connection with you?
Right, exactly. You got to build that relationship with them, try to be authentic. And if you're just sitting there kind of reading a script and you can see your eyes and there's no real facial expression, your energy is really low, it's not going to really build that relationship on that deep of a level. So let's take a look at Mr. Dan Parker's channel. Man.
Dan Packer, the cutest real estate agent in our group.
he's got some of the best thumbnails. He's got a very thumbnail-worthy face. You know,
one of my high performing live streams has his face on it.
Yeah. Look at that thumbnail. I love it. I don't know why. It just
it's his eyebrow. It's the eyebrow. It's like, hey there. Hi there, stranger. What's going on? Want to talk about Reddit? And look, he's a little scruffy too. He's trying to lose it. He's like, look, I'm gonna look tough. I'm gonna put a little stubble on there.
Just like Malcolm Lawson. Look, my beard's just as thick as Malcolm Lawson's.
Yeah, I might have added a little bit with Photoshop, but yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got it very. Yeah, maybe it is his eyebrows. Look at his eyebrows in this one. I can't even do that with my eyebrows.
You just gotta get some Botox.
His eyebrows just kind of wiggle like.
He's got a little wormy eyebrow.
Look at those eyebrows.
Look at little Elmo. He's got Elmo on his thumbnail.
Yeah, I think Dan's got excellent thumbnails. His thumbnails are rock solid. I think this is a fantastic thumbnail. You know, I think a lot of these are pretty good. I like the ones where he's holding up the phones. I think those all look really sharp. Yeah, I think he's got really solid thumbnails. Like they could be maybe a little bit more sensational. You know,
yeah. Well, he's all right.
I think they're
there's somebody in our group that does emojis on his thumbnails, and I love them. I think he just joined your brokerage. We're not, this isn't promoting for your brokerage, but he left mine and went to yours just recently. I think his name is Joseph. I don't know. I have to spell out his last name. Skurkis. He uses memojis.
Dan's over here as well. Him and Burn, they came on over. Let's take a look.
Burn is too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're both came on over to the dark side or the light side. I don't know whichever one.
Nah, they're all the same. Well, I mean, let's just be honest. It's 6 on one side and a half a dozen on the other. They're all pretty much the same.
Avoid San Diego. Top reasons not to move to San Diego.
Look at that face, man.
I think like these are all like that's a good thumbnail, right? I like that thumbnail. That's like something you see like a full-blown full-time YouTuber would have a thumbnail like this, you know?
Good job, Dan.
So I think these are all super solid.
Dan, the dancing man.
All right, let's take a look at his most recent video. And let's watch his first 30 seconds. Let's see if he gives us a hook. And let's go.
Let me ask you a question. What is the best way to research a topic? Most people start off with Google, but the problem there is people are paying for clicks at the top of the search results. You can also go to YouTube, where you can get some great information, but it's usually going to be pretty one-sided. Or you can check out Reddit, which has crowdsourced information, user ratings. It's much more than just a meme website.
Boom. The only thing I would get is rid of that. I would get like... That was fine. He doesn't need the stinger.
My name is
Right.
He doesn't need that. But other than that, boom. He nailed everything.
Yeah, that was a good hook. It was like 10, 15 seconds. You got my attention and you gave us, you really like gave us a little taste of what we're going to get here. I like it. Yeah, I think the branded intro, it was maybe 2-3 seconds. So it's not super long, but you don't really need it. You know, I'd rather see that as a lower third these days.
I don't think that's going to kill his audience retention. But I mean, it's just think about it. Think about it, Dan. Do you need it, Dan? Does it make you feel that great that you have to have it? Just remove it, Dan.
Let's watch it again. Let's watch it again just because he spent so much time in this little thing.
Much more than just a meme website.
Oh, look at that. Dan Parker, Best Life.
If you don't know me, my name is Dan Parker. I'm a real estate agent here in San Diego with Real Broker. And today we're going to utilize Reddit's crowdsourced information to give you the ultimate guide on moving to San Diego and let you know what subreddits are best. So what subreddits you go to.
So I like that. I like that. You know, a lot of people, I've seen agents literally spend 30 seconds, a minute saying, hey, you know, I'm the #1 agent in this area. If you want to buy, sell, relocate, invest here, call me, follow me. They have all this stuff. That's all you need. You know, I'm Dan Parker. I'm a local real estate agent. Let's get to it. I like it. I'd say that background looks fantastic as well. I love that shallow depth of field. Do you think is that real or is that's probably real? Is it real?
What real?
His background.
Yeah, it's a real background.
Well, you know, sometimes you can just get it like on Zoom. You just take a picture and you can just have a picture as your background. Yeah, I think this looks super sharp. I love the framing, how close he is to it. I love all the B-roll, especially the B-roll of the computer and everything. Solid video. All right, let's see how you end the video, Dan. Let's see. Can you stick the landing? Let's take a look here. Let's see.
That's a good time to buy. Check out this video I did where I did way more research than I would actually like to admit about predicting what's going to happen here in San Diego over 2020, what's going to happen with the housing market. This is one of those videos you're just not going to want to miss. And if you want some more personalized information on moving to San Diego, reach out. My team and I would love to help. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
I love it. Yeah, I think that's super solid. You know, one thing I noticed is that you don't have all your contact information in your description. You know, I don't see any reason why not. I would definitely add your phone number, your contact information. Let's say somebody saw that. Like, you don't have your contact information in your video. You also don't have it really down here except for your website. Like maybe you're trying to send people to your website, I suppose. But I think that looks super, super solid, man. Like, yeah, that's exactly what you should be doing. And so it looks like he's also doing some shorts here as well. And those are doing all right. Let's take a look at one of those.
So what does $2 million get you in San Diego? There are really 5 areas that I would recommend checking out. You have the beach communities. So townhouse or condo right on the beach, or get a little bit more inland.
So I think I'd say this is okay because it's very similar to the type of content, your long form content. So you may have an easier job converting those people into longer
I would have a separate shorts channel.
A lot of people do recommend that. Daryl Eves, I think, recommends that, right?
There's a few others that do.
Yeah.
It isn't the one and only Daryl Eves, who is the godfather of YouTube education. Just saying.
Right.
And also author to this book, The YouTube Formula. If you haven't gotten, go ahead and get your copy at Amazon today. Matter of fact, there is somebody really cool in this book.
Really cool, huh? What's their name? Is their name Christina Smallhorn by chance?
Yes. Matter of fact, their story might be in this book.
I've got that book somewhere. Where's my copy of that book? It must be upstairs. I haven't actually read it. I've taken his course. I'm sure it's all in the course. But I know
you were there. You were kind of there at the beginning, though.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Am I mentioned? Am I in the book? You say my awesome friend who had way more subscribers than me when I first met him, but not anymore.
Like I have to say, that was one of those things that like nobody cares, but I'm going to say it felt damn good when there was like all that time that I worked so hard and I wasn't getting anywhere. And I felt like I was spinning my wheels and I was doing all the things that, the gurus told you to do. I was checking off all the boxes. I was researching all these tags and doing all of this stuff, everything they said to do. And it was not working. And every week I would think, oh my God, I got this keyword score that was like so good. I was like, oh my God, TubeBuddy has said I made 100% on each one of these keywords. I'm going to blow it out of the water. And then that video would come out and it would tank. And I would just be so devastated. I'm like, well, I guess I just didn't do enough keyword research. I guess I didn't do that, And then when I've like figured it out and all these people that I was like, I'll never get to their level and I'm blowing them out of the water. I was like, holy crap. I remember one guy I was following, he had 30,000 subscribers and he had been on YouTube for since 2014. And I'm like, 30,000 subscribers. That's so many. And I remember in the 4 months I had gotten up to from 3,000 subscribers to 30,000 subscribers. And I was like, I'm about to lapse him. The minute I lapsed him, I was like, I felt so good. It felt so good. Because that person wouldn't help me. I reached out to them twice and I was like, what am I doing? Will you take a look at it? And they wouldn't take the time for me to help me. But you know how I am. I always help everybody.
You definitely put in the hard work and you kept going too. I remember you used to do those live streams all the time where you do some kind of game thing. I only showed up to one of them. But
they were fun.
Yeah.
I loved that. That was so much fun, but nobody watched them. I didn't title those right. If I had done that, if I knew what I knew now, I would have titled them completely different. I would have.
Would you want to try it again? Do you think that live those?
My audience is different. My audience is way different. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to do it again because first of all, that was a lot of work too, just coming up with the questions. And then I had tons of stingers and all sorts of stuff and noise effects. And it was goofy, it was fun. I enjoyed it because those ones that stick with you at the beginning are your heart and soul of your channel. And they'll still pop in to this day. And they know that wasn't sustainable, they understand. So
yeah, I was hopped on a Zoom call with somebody, a friend of mine, and he's starting a gardening channel. And I was talking to him and he's like, yeah, so I've done all my keyword research. I've done all my Google search. I know what people are searching for. I know I got to make content answering their questions and do all the keyword research. I know all that. And I was like, no, don't do any of that. What are you talking about? None of that. Don't do any of that. That's not how you get ideas for videos. And I walked him through and I pulled up a bunch of gardening channels and we looked at what are the top performing videos in that gardening channel. And all of them had that top performing videos that were only less than a year old. And they're all these really cool, clickable, sensational titles and cool thumbnails. So this is how you get ideas for videos, man. Go look at these other people's channels, look for patterns in their channels that they probably
watch their videos. See how they hook them in.
Yeah.
We
looked at
you have to study them.
One guy's channel and we found patterns on his channel that this guy doesn't even know about. He didn't even know his own patterns because we looked at his most popular videos and there are all these close-up images of plants because it's a gardening channel. And then I looked at his most recent videos and they're all terrible videos that don't have that type of thumbnail, terrible titles. So like the guy got lucky a handful of times with his thumbnail and title. I was like, hey, look, we can look at that pattern and recognize it, apply it to your new channel. And that's how you get ideas. How I told him to get ideas for videos, not keyword research and all this nonsense.
Well, there's a new little batch of gurus that are out there, and they have all sorts of advice about that. And they've got all the keys, the answers to the questions about YouTube. They're having emphasis on SEO and Google search optimization, and getting that Google juice. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Juice. What are you talking about? It's a lot of like lip service and no actual data to support what they're just smacking their lips about. It's funny to me, but
yeah,
people are paying $4,000 for some of those courses. I'm like, wow, you pay $5,000 for Daryl's course, or pay $4,000 for some guy that claims he knows YouTube and never heard of him before. But whatever, you have it.
Jeremy says, people are watching my live streams as well. I'm averaging 20 to 30 minute average watch time on my live videos that are well over an hour.
Boom. There you go. Algorithms.
Yeah, that's how you optimize for the algorithm. Keep them watching.
Algorithms.
Algorithm. I like it. I'm never not going to give Dan crap about his eyebrows from here on out.
They're nice furry worms, and he's just so handsome.
We figured it out, man. He can do all kinds of crazy stuff with his eyebrows that I can't.
Do you know who else has got a really cool eyebrow? Is
eyebrow?
Tim,
just one.
Yeah, well, he always has that he always has a really good facial expression because of his eyebrows. Is Tim Macy? He always is like
right.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Jeremy is blowing my mind. He's saying Dan is green screen. It's just done pretty well. So
it's done amazing.
I got to look at that again. Let me see here. Dan Parker. It looked pretty sharp. Let's see. Is it really? That's a green screen, according to Jeremy. I kind of believe it. It does look very polished and very smooth. And, I could see that he could have added this and added these California things to it himself.
Huh.
I mean, I can believe it, man.
He's done a better green screen than 99.9% of people that do green screen on YouTube.
So we gotta look at is right here.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's done well.
Yeah,
Either way, man,
I'm impressed.
The green screens are tough because you really have to light yourself properly, but not light the background. And a lot of times you get kind of a glow right here from that.
Oh, I think you had that wrong. You do need to light the background.
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, you need to light the background. And if you have a shadow on the background, that's what it is. If you light yourself, but not the background, you get a shadow on the background, and that's really hard to get out of there. I can't tell. It looks sharp. Either way.
I'm impressed. Either way, he's one of the few people that got green screen right.
Yeah. So real quick, I want to show everybody. So if you guys ever want a more in-depth channel evaluation, right? Christina and I will hop on a 1 hour long Zoom call, go over everything on your channel, do a really deep dive on here. You can sign up for her right here or myself right here on my website, youtubeleadgen.com. Just kind of come over to work with us. And Christina's working on her own course soon, right? All about thumbnails.
Yeah, I think that the thing is that I think people have now graduated from the thought of that thumbnails are just a nuance. How much time do you really need to spend on that? It used to be that people were like, I just use the same one. It's this template. I templated it all and I just changed the words on it. I think now people have adopted it and realized that isn't the way that that videos are found, and thumbnails are extremely important. So I feel like it's time, and a good portion of real estate agents make really crummy thumbnails.
I know how important thumbnails are. I know what elements should go into them. I'm not that great at them. I'm okay. I'm decent, but like it is a bit of a skill. You know, it's graphic design essentially, right? And you're designing it for very specific format. You know, it's
I'm going to give you a perfect example, though. I'm going to give you an example of what to do. I'm going to share my screen right here.
Let's hear it.
All right.
Can you share your screen?
I think I can.
Can I give you permission? Let's see.
I think I just can push. Hold on. Share screen.
Give it a try.
Let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen?
But yeah, thumbnails are super, super important. And a good thumbnail can be the difference between a video getting 1 million views and not. I mean, that land thumbnail that you had, you know, if that was a different image, it may not have done nearly as well. And kind of knowing.
It was a different image.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is perfect, right? So
Bam.
News stations talk about the housing market all the time. If you were, you know, like creatively inept and you're like, I can't come up with stuff, most of the time I'm not that creative either when it comes to these things. So I let other people that are paid a lot of money come up with the ideas for me. So I'll go and look, this is good time to buy. Look, they have this image of an arrow going up and down, right? So I just like, see this? This is a great image. So I will probably steal this idea for an image and make it myself. Like, look how the arrows, going through there and everything. That's killer, right? So I just make my own version of the same thing. Obviously, the Atlantic has already paid somebody to make this, and I can do it myself.
Right.
And then, like, you can go over here. So I just put in housing market. I put images, right? You get all sorts of ideas from here. You know, you get the houses with the graph here in the background. There's another one, a house with a graph. You know, there were a lot of people that were talking about housing bubbles, right? So this was months ago. I pulled up, I was like, housing bubble, right? I saw this picture right here. Do you see this one right here?
Mm-hmm.
I pulled that up and I was like, oh, I could do something like that. And then I like put a house in there and found bubbles that I could do, and I fade them out. And I even gave that bubble to Jeremy Knight so he could do it for his channel. I love the idea with the pin, you know? So
yeah, that's eye-catching. That kind of stuff does really well on YouTube.
Right. So I just made my own version of the same thing, you know?
It looks like a lot of other people have too. I mean,
well, since then, yeah, but this was at this time, when I did it, literally, this was the only one that was up at that time. There were like one other one that's like, it was this one with the houses with lots of bubbles. But there wasn't any others. Now there's been tons because everybody's talking about it. And so like housing crash, you know, you see all over YouTube housing crash, and it's always got fire in it. But maybe you're like, I'm done with housing crash. Like, I don't
housing crash.
I didn't mean to do that. I my fingers, you know, there's a ribbon in here. Housing crash. So I kind of look and see what these ones are. These are top ones too.
Yeah.
This guy right here.
Oh, I like the game one on the bottom right. Jenga.
The Jenga. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I mean, these are, you can get some really good ideas from this.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another one, you know, like these are neat. So
yeah,
you can just do your own version of the same thing. Let somebody else be the graphic designer, and you just come up with your own from their version, you know?
I like it. So I think the same thing works really well with titles as well. I've done that for titles. I'll Google, you know, type in Google crash or housing crash, and you'll probably find, you know, really clickable titles on there. Oh, that's interesting.
So I had done this one, a version of this one with the people climbing, and I saw this and it made me think people clamoring for a house. So I had the house in the background with the big real estate agent like standing there, you know, with a like a suitcase, and then I had all the buyers with their hand up in the air with the bidding signs, you know.
Yeah.
But it came from just looking at this. You can be inspired by, you know, looking at these type of thumbnails that were already done and done well.
I like it. Yeah, great tip there.
Do not copy.
Right.
Do not like download this image and put it as your thumbnail. You see this? It says copyright. You're gonna get yourself in trouble. Don't do that. But you can totally be inspired by them.
So that's a great answer to this question here. How do I get ideas? Rip off and deploy, or question mark? So yeah, you're looking for inspiration from these other images.
That's what I do. That's what I do. And then of course you go on YouTube itself and you just you type in the word housing crash, you know. I'll do that right now. I'm gonna put it on there, Malcolm, so you can see.
Let's see it. It's gonna be all your videos, isn't it?
No, it's not. No, I don't talk about housing crashes. I did for a period of time, because
you're telling me there's a channel out there that's all they talk about is nothing but housing crash, and they're trying to justify why there's going to be a housing crash
with every single video.
Yeah, and they probably all the videos probably do well, even though it's kind of nonsense. You know, if I made a bunch of content, why the housing market's not going to crash, like those videos just don't do well. You know, fear is a much stronger emotion than
oh yeah else. My videos tend to titles tend to lean on the negative, but I don't want to lie, you know. So here's one that has 76,000 views in less than 20 hours.
Oh, wait.
Home builders are going crazy again, worse than 2008, which is the dumbest. Well, never mind. We all know that the home builders are not overbuilding, so it's not worse than 2008. In 2008 they were overbuilding, but you already know that. Is the real estate market next to crash? Redfin CEO update. This has 46,000 views in 3 days. Foreclosure crisis coming. America's asleep in the wheel again. You see the sensational titles? Yeah, sales plummet. But look at their things. Oh, look, there's mine. The affordability crisis is me.
Yeah. Affordability crisis making American homeless. The collapse has begun.
I changed that title 3 times. It's actually doing better now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
What was the first variation of it you had?
America's homelessness is the catalyst to the affordability crisis, or something like that.
Catalyst. That's a $10 word there.
Well, you know, and that is a lesson learned. So you use words and this is going to sound super horrible, but most Americans, most people read and comprehend at an 8th grade level. Do not use words beyond an 8th grade level. And when I try to come up with my titles, I'm really kind of doing it at a 5th to 6th grade level.
Right.
You know, I want it to be very clear and easy to understand. I don't want them to go, what's catalyst mean? You know, I don't want them to have to pull out the dictionary or go, hey Siri, what's catalyst mean? You know,
I do.
So I always ask my daughter, who's the youngest one, I go, do you know what the word catalyst means? And she goes, no idea. And I'm like, I need
something to do with cattle, cows. I don't know. Yeah.
She didn't know what it meant, so I took it out.
I do that. I try to create simple words, and then I try to get shorter words, the better. You know, really just the shorter the title, the better. If you can say the same thing in 5 words instead of 7 words, and it usually works out better. And sometimes I'll move things around just so I can take out, you know, a couple little words here and there.
Yep.
When YouTube searching, do you incognito? Yeah. I usually do. So you don't see your own content, and I usually do incognito to see if I'm ranking in search or anything like that.
This guy right here, his thumbnail's terrible. You see all those words all over that thing?
Right. God dang. Follow this. See when housing slow down on crashes. What the heck?
Or crashes. Yeah, there's too much. Too much.
Housing crash. This is the only metric you have to follow to see when housing slows down or crashes. That's the longest
title ever.
Way too much text in there.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple more comments here. You could put a foreclosed sign in front of the nice house, but behind the guy in the suit on your thumbnail. Yeah, that's an idea there.
I've done that.
How many thumbnails do you think on average you make for each one of your videos?
Average about 4 to 5.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes I'll forget which ones. I'll forget which ones I've done before, and then sometimes I'm like in a rush, and especially if it's a live stream, and I'll kind of like revisit old ones. But like this is my most recent one. This one everybody in the group actually helped me with because I was kind of stalling on this one. Like the housing market right here. This was one of my favorite ones right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Very
I like
clear.
that. I like that 2-panel with you in the middle. Graham Stephan does that a lot. I've got one like that a while ago.
This one kind of surprised me. I was kind of thinking that would be hard to read, that it was like a roller coaster ride type of thing, but it actually worked out. This is another one that did really well. You see
I love that
the
thumbnail.
wave of money going over the house with the for sale sign in the back. That came from an idea that I found through Google searches. that was from an article by the New York Times, and I'm like, oh, I can make a version of that. So that's what I did. This was a Graham Stephan dupe. I didn't like it. I didn't like anything about it, but it did well.
I've tried that before. We have kind of the torn off paper. I've tried that on some of my thumbnails. Yeah, it's interesting, but
I didn't like it. It did okay. This actually makes me laugh. There isn't a real estate agent alive that hasn't used this house. That free house,
oh my god,
that free stock image house. I've done it. I've done it several times.
Years ago, like 2016. I was using that image.
Yeah, lots of people have, but it's free. You know, it's free.
Right. So where do you get your images for your houses? And do you pay for them? Do you have a license, or do you just get them off Google?
I have a few different places. So I do have a Shutterstock account. So if I can't find a house that I really need, I'll go on Shutterstock. PicMonkey, I have the higher tier program on PicMonkey, and that they have all the Shutterstock images as well. It's limited. It's limited though. And then what else do I use? Oh, I'll still look at Pixabay sometimes to see what else is in there.
Yeah.
I also have another program that I use for some B-roll images called Storyblocks. It actually has images in there as well. I mean, I'm always looking for images, but sometimes I'll just go into I'm not saying you should do this, but go into just put in house PNG transparent and just see what comes up. There's lots of sites that have transparent pictures of homes, and you have to like watch a commercial to be able to download. But whatever, whatever. I got that free PNG and I didn't have to do anything for it.
I use Envato Elements, and I get B-roll, I get music, I get graphics, I get images, stock images as well from Envato Elements. So it's like one account. You can get all those digital assets that you need. That makes my life easier.
Yeah, Storyblocks is the same way.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we're up to an hour and 12 minutes. Hold on. Let me crank this music up as we dance our way out. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us on the YouTube Legion show. Stay classy, and we'll see you in the next episode.